Hi, you're watching The Tattooed Psychic. I am The Tattooed Psychic. Thank you for tuning in today. It's a beautiful day here in the Northwest. I'm excited to go out and explore nature in a little bit, but I wanted to touch base, and check in with y'all and pull some cards for you and see what's happening. So we came through a heavy cycle, and if you made it through and you learned a lot, then here we are. It's a new day. You know what I mean? The past couple months have been a lot of people awakening their inner spirit. You know what I mean? Like touching base with who they want to become in the new self. And we're living in such a strange world right now. And I heard some things last night that I was like, wow, this is a wild place to be living right now, right? So if you are surviving all of this, then more power to us, right? We're surviving it. We're here. We're doing it. We're living it. But I know that I've been working a lot with the ancestors, and I know that a lot of you have. And so let's just see what's going on. What is this next cycle? I'm going to pull some cards. But I've had a great week. I feel like, things are always going to change because that's how we are. And if you're going through change, it's normal. It means you're living your life, you know what I mean? Because change makes us who we are. Completion, oh, here we are. I felt it too, completion. Wow, we're getting some different cards than we have before. It looks like I was feeling it too, and I'm sure you have too, because the past couple days, I have felt like, oh, that part of that phase is over. Now we're really at this place where we can receive things. And here we are. Spirit says, next phase, closing the door, completion. We're finishing a cycle. Repairing the veil, forgiveness. Some of you might need to work on that. I know I do. Forgiveness is a tricky one, right? Because sometimes you don't want to forgive. It's beautiful. Sometimes you don't want to forgive, right? But forgiveness helps us heal our spirit, ourself, and it doesn't mean you have to have that person in your life or that situation. You have to put up with it because you forgave them. It just means that for yourself and your spirit finds somehow to forgive. Not only people, but yourself. For hurting yourself, or saying bad words to yourself, or for whatever you feel you need to forgive yourself for, right? Like, forgiveness is on all aspects. And then, when we do that, we have a tidy house, clarity and organization. I feel it. I feel it coming. I feel it's here, though, too, And you're saying, what? What is here? I feel like so many people are starting to have a massive awareness. I have a family that works down at a public market, and they were telling me stories, and there's a lot of rude people in the world, and people that own businesses down there can be very rude. And I would never give my money to you. There's certain stores that I heard about that I just won't go to in the market because they're so rude. There's no need for that. No need to be angry at people for things, Especially when we are learning this new world, Especially my generation. We're not used to they, the, changing your name because it triggers you. I mean, I don't even understand that, right? But this is the new world, right? This is what we have to understand. And so be patient with us. Be patient with everybody. You want respect, you have to give respect, right? But if you misrepresent your community, your business, by being an asshole, people are going to treat you like shit. It's common sense. You're not going to get the positive result you're seeking when you are sitting there getting angry at someone because they called your cape, they called your your poncho a cape. You know, that actually happened. I was like, really? I'm like, who gets that upset? You know, like, but people do, I guess. You know, they just feel like you should know everything about their life, and if you don't, then you're the asshole and piece of shit, and they can talk to you however they want. I don't know shit about your life, you know, unless you're paying me to give you a reading, you know. So until we communicate nicely, we're never going to learn from each other. And I feel like those people who act like that are just going to stay to the wayside. Like, go live in your little world and attract your negative energy. But if you walk away from that and laugh at those people, because they are ridiculous, and you can understand, don't take it personal. They're just miserable people. They're so confused, they don't know what the hell is going on, right? They just want to be angry at anybody who crosses their path, and there's nothing you can do. They don't understand the power of love, and that's just, one day they'll figure it out, and if not, that's not on you. You have to just go, God, that's hysterical that you act like that, and walk away, because it's foolishness. And those people who are acting in a way that is foolish, they're going to have a foolish life. And those people who want to live in a world where we get along and we try to understand one another, and we have conversations where things are explained and people can speak with their heart without being an asshole and thinking everyone should know everything, and we don't. Nobody knows everything. The world is changing so quickly, so fast, that sometimes people can't keep up. So we have to be nice to each other. That's the point. You want change. Don't you want the change to be loving and kind? I don't know. Like I say, I don't care what you call yourself. I don't care who you love. I don't care what you do, as long as you're not hurting people. But when you're rude and you're mean to people, and you verbally assault them because they said something you didn't like that wasn't even mean, it was just they didn't know. You're not proving a good point, I guess. I don't know. It's just so weird how people don't look at the energy they put out, you know, and how toxic it can be in the world. And I'm guilty of it too. I mean, back in my day when I was really mean, you know, sometimes you have to become mean because these people are such assholes. And I just walk away. I think that comes with old age, and I think that just comes with growth. Honestly, I don't even allow those people in my space or my life. So it's something I don't even really have to deal with. So when I hear these stories, I'm like, holy shit, people talk to you that way? People act that way? Like, and they do. And then I remember, yeah, I've been treated that way, but that's not my life now. So let those people live in their misery and walk into this, close the door, find forgiveness, and tidy up your house. It takes time. You have to do it though, to get into this new place of being, right? And here we go, Gaia, here she is. Earth connection. Be mindful of the planet. Come back to Earth. Stay grounded, see? And it is about that. Connecting with the Earth means you have to be loving and kind to the Earth as you are to people, right? And there are people who are nice to each other. But I think living in Seattle especially, it's a rough town, man. People aren't nice here. They're very rude. There are groups of nice people. There are nice people, I should say that. But we're known for being rude. And I'm going to tell you, it's true. I took someone to New Orleans, and on the second day they were like, oh my God, everyone is so nice here. Because they say good morning, you look beautiful today. And it's just, you know, and New Orleans has assholes in it too, right? But for the majority that just to walk down the street, people are nice. They make eye contact, you know. Okay, let's see. And Texas is like that too. In Austin, it was, when I first moved to Austin, I was like, people are talking to each other in the grocery line, and nobody's angry that the cashier is having a conversation with somebody, and it might back them up a minute or two, and nobody's pissed. They join the conversation. Bridget, we've drawn her before. She's still with us this year. She's a very powerful deity this year. Move back to wholeness. Recognize that you have the power. Now see, I'm going to tell you what happens. We get stuck in cycles, as you know. And those cycles are due to trauma, people being mean to us, trying to be kind in a world, but you have to be an asshole, that kind of thing, because you have to protect yourself because if people are mean or rude, and then you feel bad because you don't want to be that way, and it gets complicated, right? We live in a world where we have to protect ourselves, of course, but there's ways to protect yourself that are kind and loving. Like, I swear to you, you don't have to allow negative people in your life or for them to affect you. You just have to learn how to actually feel bad for them because they're not growing. They're not learning how the new world has to be. But they think they are, but they're not. Because you don't put someone down and criticize them because they... Okay, I'm going to give you an example. I was at a thrift store one day, and I met a true Karen. I'm not kidding. I didn't know what a Karen was, really. I thought, why are they, calling these people Karen? But then I saw one with my own eyes. I go, oh my God, that's a Karen. And I was at the thrift store, and this beautiful young employee was there. She's a young girl, and she called someone ma'am. And this woman, she didn't even call this woman ma'am, right? She called, oh, excuse me, ma'am, I'm trying to put someone away. Now, in the South, we say ma'am a lot, right? That's just a sign of respect. And this Karen comes up, this Pacific Northwest, I'm so righteous, fucking feminist, whatever, woman, Karen, she was a true Karen, comes up and says, I got a story about my own experience with a Karen too, which I didn't realize at the time was a Karen because I had just moved back from Texas and this woman was so rude to me. But anyway, so I was listening to this strange woman go up to this young girl employee and just go off on her. Like, you should not call someone ma'am. You don't know who they are. You don't know how they feel about that. And this young girl is getting teary-eyed because she meant no disrespect. She was just like, that. Where I'm from, that's what we say. You know what I mean? And so I interrupted, and I said, ma'am, you have got to stop and just walk away. This is not right. And I looked at the girl and I said, don't you dare let that woman's negativity get into your beautiful spirit. I go, I know why you called her ma'am, because I lived in Texas. I lived in New Orleans. I went to Arkansas. Many people called me ma'am. There was no disrespect to me. I found it actually enduring and respectful and polite. And this is the Northwest, and they're just not used to it, and it's rude of her to come in and attack you for being a part of your own culture. That's what you say, your own place where you grew up. That's how you talk. So she should be ashamed of herself for putting you down. You know what I mean? And she had no reason to do that. And the woman she called ma'am wasn't even offended. It was such a bizarre situation. And I'm that person who will interrupt people who are being mean to someone. I will stop it in their tracks and go, oh no, you're not doing this. Another time I was at a fair, and it was right after 9/11. And this has been going on for years. People just abusing people verbally for no reason. And this young man had Down syndrome, and he was checking bags. That was his job. And he was doing a great job. He was happy and smiling, And there was a long line because it was just after 9/11. And this woman starts verbally assaulting him. I don't want you to touch my bag. I don't need you to check my bag. And the kid did not know how to react. And so I stepped in and said, ma'am, you are going to have him check your bag. And everyone here has to do it because of the freaking 9/11. And that's just how it is right now. And you're holding everybody up, so let them check your goddamn bag or get the hell out of here. And everyone started clapping. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to allow you to hurt this person for no good reason. And I looked at him and I said, you're doing a great job. Thank you so much. We're all here to support you. What the fuck is wrong with people? You know what I mean? The privilege. And I just feel like we have to start using our voices and speak up and just stop people in their tracks and say, look, what you're doing is wrong. It's just wrong. I did it with a scammer on Instagram. Oh, I'm giving away $30,000. What's your name? Where are you from? I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Why are you preying on people who need money? You know, it's horrible. And then gonna scam them out of their credit cards, and oh my God, you know. And I just go, no, no, no. And then I said, if you are giving it away, I think I talked about it, I'll take it for a down payment to open a healing center, you know. Never heard from them again. You know what I mean? If you really want to help people and you're giving it away, wouldn't you be like, man, you want to open a healing center? Here's the money I'm giving away. But that's the world we live in. And I am that person. I won't get mean about it. I'll just say, hey, you got to stop, because this ain't right. This person didn't do anything to you, and you better check yourself. Right? Just take a minute and check yourself, because that's what we have to do. And the best thing for anyone that's out there that's sensitive, that's in a happy mood, and someone tries to take out your light, you just look at them and smile and walk away. And don't let them take your light. And when I was leaving that thrift store, that cashier, she looked over, she was helping someone, but she saw me and she was like, thank you, you know, mouthing, thank you so much, you know. And I was like, yeah, you don't ever let someone take your light. And you should have just talked back to her and said, lady, I don't know you, get away from me, because I'm feeling threatened. That's the best thing you can do. I think you're crazy and you need to step away. Thank you, have a blessed day, and walk away, you know. But sometimes people are so kind and sensitive, they don't know how to fight back with words, you know, that don't have to be like, oh, fuck you, and brutal and at war, but just say, hey, what you're doing is wrong, so bye-bye. You know, I don't have to put up with it. And you should do that. You have to protect yourself. And I know that's the world we live in, but pretty soon you're going to see that once you do that, you don't even come across those people anymore. You just don't. I don't. Like when I was hearing the stories last night over dinner about things that happened down at Pike Place Market with things, I was like, holy shit. I just don't even have that in my life. I don't have anyone who verbally assaults me anymore. I don't have people in my life that make me feel bad. I've eliminated people on Facebook and social media that I've got the creeps from. I've always tried to be polite and just allow people in my life that weren't healthy, and I knew it, but I was just trying to be a nice person until I realized how toxic it was in my own life. And I can be a nice person by just sending them love but not having them in my life. You know what I mean? And wishing them the best and wishing them love and light and hope they find their path. But I don't have time to give you my energy and let you come at me anymore. It's just, so when I hear those stories, I'm like, wow, I'm so glad that I did the work and I don't even allow that in my space. I suggest you do the work so you understand what I mean by that. The more you practice walking away from negative energy, the more you are stepping into the positive in a healthy, loving way. I walked away from people just by, I didn't have to write a letter. I didn't like blame them for anything. I didn't go, oh, I don't like you for this. I just disappeared. I just lit a candle, said, God bless you all. I send you in love and light, but it's time for you to go. You have controlled my energy for too long. You have stepped into my energy and made me feel bad for who I am for too long. I don't dim my light for nobody. No more. And I want you guys to get there, because this world needs our light, especially if you're a healer and the calling is calling you. Right? That inner voice is calling you. But you have to understand, if you're in this physical world and you're just surrounded by negative energy and people being mean and all that, you have to learn to rise above and operate on a vibration where all of a sudden you're attracting loving, kind, good people. And it takes work, it takes practice. But the first step is to learn to laugh. Laugh at them, not in a mean way, but go, oh, that's so ridiculous that I don't feel that way anymore and I feel bad. I honestly look at people who talk like that and go, man, I just honestly feel bad for you, that you have to bully someone to make yourself feel better. Or you have to be so weak, because it goes on both spectrums. You can just joke with somebody and they start crying and it triggers them into some kind of mental episode. But it's not that you triggered them, it goes way deeper than that. Something's going on there. And it has nothing to do with you. And their anger towards you or their disappointment in you or they're guilt tripping you is nothing to do with you. That is something on them. When you approach someone with love and light or with a sense of humor and they break down, it has nothing to do with you. People are wounded. People are so sensitive right now. And it goes on both spectrums. They can be sensitive in the painful self, I'm a victim, or they can be sensitive in the warrior. Do you know what I mean? Like, people can be strong, but people keep attacking them, it hurts them. You know, and they don't get I don't get easily triggered. You can call me whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. What do I care what your perception of me is? It means nothing in my personal life, in who I'm going to be every day. I just don't allow people who treat me bad in my life, and that is just how it is. I don't care. And I think that has taken me a lot of growth, because I used to care. I used to want everyone to love me. Why don't they love me? And that comes from my childhood trauma, my mommy not loving me. And there comes a time, like Spirit says, you have to acknowledge, accept, release. You know, this is the reality, man. This is our reality. We live in a weird world right now. It's unbalanced. But we are here as healers, as spirit warriors, to balance it out. In this past few months, the beginning of the year, it's been a journey, and now we're heading into a beautiful time. It was like we planted those seeds just like in spring, and it's time to grow. You have to realize not everyone's going to grow with you. Not everyone's going to have the same fertilizer as you. You know what I mean? There are people who don't understand the concept of being kind. And there are so many people who are self-entitled and so self-privileged. And I see the day coming, and Spirit says the day is coming. Thank you, Spirit. 100%. The world is going to be divided. And I want to be on the side where people are nice. They can talk to each other. They can have disagreements through but communicate about it. They can accept each other's lifestyle. They can just not get offended if someone doesn't call them by the right name because they didn't know they even changed their name. How do you know unless you tell people your truth? How do you know? You know? So we have to learn to communicate. We have to learn to get the negative out of our life. And only you can do that. I had to take control over my life. I was waiting for some miracle to happen, like something to happen. It's not going to happen. The miracle is me. The miracle is you. You are the miracle that will make your life happen. Thank you, Spirit. And Spirit's trying so hard to get this message out. And people just, they'd rather deny what's really going on with the Mother Earth, Gaia. She's really begging us to help. Oh, Lord, is she? And we know this. We look at the world, it's just, we gotta wake up. We gotta get to this balance. That's why I'm trying so hard to get people to heal their trauma so they can see the light at the end of the tunnel and understand this vibration that is sweeping the world right now, where people are waking up, manifesting their life to what they want, walking around feeling abundant, so abundance just finds them. They no longer live in poverty, in the mindset of poverty in any aspect of their life, in finances, in careers, in relationships. They know their worth, and it is happening. I'm a part of the movement. It is happening. But you know what we had to do? We had to get real with our fucking lives, and it ain't pretty. Oh man, there were times I would text my kid and go, oh my fucking God, I just realized what a fucking fucked up mother I might have been, and I'm so sorry, I was so fucked up. And I found myself just so angry at myself for some of the things I had done in my life, and the missed opportunities, and beating myself up until the point where I was just like, what the fuck? And I had to forgive that part of myself, and I had to understand why I was like that. And when you can do that, you are healing. You are on that path of salvation, my brothers and sisters. Listen to Mama Faye. If I can do it, you can do it. I swear to you, because I'm not a college educated woman. I think I have like a ninth grade education. That's when it ended for me. I had to really survive at such a young age that I operated on survival mode for over 50 years. 50 fucking years it took me to get to this point. And I'm trying to fast forward it so you don't have to wait 50 fucking years to go, holy shit, that's all I had to do was reprogram my brain, get into the cellular structure, do the work, and mean it, and just get so tired of not living to my fullest potential that I kick my own ass. Yeah, that's what you gotta do. That's what I did. I was a walking dead, man. After I was attacked and after I had lost somebody dear to me, I walking dead. I gave up on spirit, I gave up on life. I didn't give a fuck what happened, and I didn't give a fuck, about anybody or anything. And I wanted to die every day, and I would say to God every day, please God, take my life now. I'm ready to go home. I did the job. I would get so mad at spirit, you guys. This is a true story. I would get so mad at God, the universe, spirit, whatever you want to call it, our life source, our mother, that I would say I'm so pissed off because I have helped so many people on this earth and I want to go home. And I'm done. Why can't you take me home? And I would say, God, are you even real? What the fuck? How many souls do I have to help before I get my salvation? You know what I mean? And then the truth of the matter is, my spirit would come back to me, my spirit guides, and say, you know what? You got to figure this out because you're not done. You gave love to everyone but yourself. Now you got to give it to yourself. And that's when I decided. I got so sick after 8 years of being a walking dead zombie, hating life, that I decided I'm going to live it. And I did the work. What do I have to do? Oh man, and it ain't easy sometimes, especially for people who've been really abused and have a lot of trauma. It's not freaking easy, but once you master it, it's an everyday occurrence now. Like when I heard those stories, I hadn't been abused in so long that I, in quite a few months anyway, that I had, almost a year now that I forgot people abuse. I mean, I'm not stupid to it. I see it. I mean, I know they do. But I had forgotten, how hurtful it is, because I just gotten to the point where my vibration doesn't allow that in my space. And it takes getting rid of people. It takes getting rid of knowing who's not healthy for you, knowing leaving jobs that aren't healthy. I left a job that was like working with the fucking reptilians all day long. It was the most horrific experience, honestly. At the end, it started off nice because I was a temp and it was easy, but then once they hired me, I saw the true colors. And I literally was in a meeting one day and I saw the reptiles. Like, I was like, holy shit, these are reptilians. They don't give a fuck about nobody but their money, and they don't give a fuck about these senior citizens in their homes. And it was like, I have to leave. And then the universe gave me a job the best job I've ever had. And abundance. I mean, it's crazy because I knew my worth and I walked away. And it's scary to walk away because you need a job, you need finances, you need all that. But sometimes it's like, you know what? If I love myself enough to know my worth and that I can't work with reptiles, then I will be okay, because my intention is love and kindness and trying to help people. And I'm not perfect. I can be a real asshole, and I was becoming an asshole working there. And I said, I can't do this anymore. I gotta go. And I did. And it ended up being a great decision. So I will tell you this, in my years of doing spirit work, that the greatest growth comes from putting yourself in the most uncomfortable positions, because you've been surviving on trauma a very long time, most of you, in survival mode. We all have, especially since COVID. Things have gotten really strange. So we got to flip the switch, and it all begins with you. That's the best thing I can tell you. So those are the cards for today. Let's see if there's anything else. There is. Spirit says one more card for us all. Perfect storm. The courage to step into life. Didn't we just say that, like, literally? Look at, the card matches my neck. But didn't we just say that literally? You have to be afraid. 44 equals 8. Infinity. Like, the greatest lessons come when we test ourselves and get in uncomfortable waters. Who else is guiding us right now? At least for the next, let's just say, week. The next 5 to 7 days. Because who knows when I'll be called to do another video. Because I like to do them when I feel the change. Oh, we've gotten her before. The Shekinah, sacred self, unleash your spirit, express your gifts, dance to the sacred rhythm of life. It's time, my friends, to honor your life, man. And I know a lot of you are doing the work. Let me draw one more card. Sky Bridge, possibility for union. And that's you reaching up for your spirit. Connecting with your true self. You are no longer the person you are programmed to be. You are opening up the door. I'm going to give you a quick prayer, that spirit, a mantra, words, whatever you want to call it, for you to say, to kind of, oh, sorry for the background noise, for you to say during a morning awakening. You know, every morning I like to get up and just call my spirit guides with me. I call upon my spirit guides to come walk with me and give me the strength I need to see with clearer vision my own life path. And this is where, after I say that, this is where I ask spirit for things that I know I need to work on. Like this week I would like to work on not self-sabotaging. Please give me the tools I need to not self-sabotage and to help me acknowledge when that self-sabotage energy is coming in and I can change it. And honestly, the self-sabotage energy, the more I work on that, the less it's showing up. The more I'm going, that's ridiculous. As soon as it pops in, I'm like, oh no, I'm abundant, motherfucker. I am not that person anymore. I'm not a victim. I am not, you know, a walking zombie. You know, I am alive and living and abundant and healthy, wealthy, and wise. So as spirit, I call upon my spirit guides to come walk with me and give me the strength I need to see with clear vision my own life path. Please help me heal the wounds that I have open and help me see those wounds so I can heal them with my love and my forgiveness. Call upon my ancestors to come walk with me and give me their strength to push me through this life so I can one day join them in harmony and peace. Ask spirit for whatever you want, whatever you're needing, they will come. I promise you that. I promise you that. Alright, thanks for watching The Tattooed Psychic. You can see my YouTube and Spotify. And if you like this video, please hit the like and subscribe button. If you would like a reading with me, readingswithfaye with Gmail. And thanks for listening and watching. I'm on Instagram, The Tattooed Psychic. And I hope to see you soon. Have a beautiful day.